There is a money pattern that some families have followed quietly for a very long time. It is built around the number 7. And once you see it, you may start to understand why some people build wealth that stays in the family for years, while others work hard for decades and still feel like they are starting over every month. Most people are never taught this. Not in school, not at work, not even by the people giving advice on television. So they keep doing more, pushing harder, chasing bigger paychecks, and still wondering why nothing seems to stick. Have you ever looked at your account near the end of the month and asked yourself where the money went? You worked, you showed up, you gave your time, your energy, your peace, and somehow the numbers still did not make sense. There was always too much month left and not enough money left with it. Maybe you tried budgeting, maybe you tried saving apps, finance books, or expert tips online, but something still felt broken. Like there was a leak somewhere you could not find. If that sounds like your life, hear this clearly. It does not mean you are lazy. It does not mean you are bad with money. It may simply mean you were never shown the deeper rhythm behind money, how it moves, how it stays, how it grows, and how it quietly disappears. Stay with me, because the next few minutes could change the way you see every dollar that enters your life. I once knew a hard-working woman who did almost everything right. She worked long shifts in healthcare during the day and took extra cleaning work several nights a week. She was disciplined. She was careful. She was not wasting money on wild spending. But every time she managed to save a little, life seemed to reach in and take it. The car needed repairs. A bill showed up. Something in the house broke. Money came in, but it never stayed. At the same time, she saw other families around her buying homes, helping their children, starting small businesses, and slowly building something solid. They did not seem smarter. They did not seem to work harder. So what was the difference? That is the question most people never really ask. And when they do ask it, they often get shallow answers. People say it is luck, or connections, or timing. Those things matter sometimes, yes. But there is something deeper than that. There are old money principles, preserved for thousands of years, built into a rhythm of work, release, and giving. They are not magic. They are not tricks. They are practical habits, shaped by time, pressure, loss, survival, and wisdom passed from one generation to the next. At the center of it is what we can call the 7-7-7 rule. And if you understand how these 3 sevens work together, the way you handle money may never be the same again. And no, this is not complicated. That is the beauty of it. It is simple, but it is not easy. The first 7 is about the cycle of work and rest. This part sounds too simple until you see how powerful it really is. An older woman once shared something with me that stayed in my mind for years. She came to a new country with almost nothing. No powerful network, no fancy education, no easy start. Just determination, discipline, and a small amount of money hidden away for survival. Years later, she and her family owned a small shop. Later they owned the building too. And before she passed away, she had left enough behind to help the next generation begin with stability, instead of panic. When asked how she did it, she did not say hustle harder. She did not say sleep less. She said something unexpected. The secret is not only in how hard you work, the secret is also in when you stop. That sounds strange in a world that worships non-stop effort. But think about it. When you work every single day without pause, your judgment gets weak. Your mind gets tired. You start saying yes to things you should reject. You buy things just to feel better. You stop thinking clearly because exhaustion is running the show. That is when bad decisions enter. That is when money slips through your hands. Keep listening, because this one shift alone can save people years of pain. Old teaching says there should be 6 days of labor and 1 day of rest. Many people hear that as only a spiritual instruction, but it also works like financial wisdom. Rest is not laziness. Rest is a reset. It is the day you stop reacting and start seeing. It is when you step back and review your life instead of getting dragged through it. Some people think taking 1 full day away from work means losing income, but often the opposite happens. A rested mind sees better. A calm mind notices what an exhausted mind misses. A person who pauses can review prices, spot waste, rethink patterns, and make stronger choices. The people who never stop are often too tired to notice the slow damage happening under the surface. They are always moving, but not always moving forward. So the first part of the rule is this. Work in a 6-and-1 rhythm. Give 6 days your focus, your strength, and your discipline. Then take 1 day to stop chasing. No side hustle, no panic, no constant noise. Use that day to breathe, review your spending, think about your direction, and ask yourself hard questions. Is your effort building something, or just keeping you tired? Is your money going where you want it to go, or is it disappearing into habits you no longer control? If you are working all 7 days right now, this may be the most important line in this script. You may not be getting ahead. You may simply be wearing yourself down in a way that makes wisdom impossible. The second 7 is about release. This is where the idea becomes even more powerful. Ancient teaching includes a cycle where, after 7 years, there was a kind of reset. Debts were not meant to become a life sentence. Financial pressure was not supposed to grow forever, without any review. Now think about how different that is from the modern world. Today, many people are trained to believe debt is normal, endless, and unavoidable. Minimum payments stretch for years, small monthly charges pile up. People stay tied to old decisions long after those decisions stop serving them. A man once went through a brutal financial collapse during a market crash. On paper he still had assets, but in real life he was drowning. He could not sleep. His stress was crushing his family. He felt trapped by loans, obligations, payments, and deals that had stopped making sense. Then someone told him something simple but sharp. Maybe this is your season to release, not your season to cling. That idea changed him. He went home and wrote down every single financial commitment in his life. Every payment, every debt, every subscription, every arrangement, every obligation that kept pulling cash from him month after month. Then he asked one question beside each item. If I was starting fresh today, would I choose this again? That question hit like a hammer, because once you ask it honestly, a lot of things begin to fall apart. Some answers were yes, those stayed, but many were no, and those no's were expensive. There were bad deals he kept only because he was embarrassed to let them go. There were draining partnerships that had become emotional baggage. There were recurring charges he barely noticed anymore. There were commitments he had outgrown years before, but never had the courage to end. Slowly, painfully, he started cutting them off. He sold what needed to be sold. He accepted some losses. He closed what had to be closed. It was not fast, and it was not comfortable, but when the dead weight came off, everything changed. His income was lower for a while, yes, but his expenses dropped so much that his life finally had oxygen again. He kept more of what he earned. He could think, he could breathe, he could rebuild from strength instead of panic. That is the second 7. Every 7th cycle, whether you do it every 7 years, every 7 months, or even as a serious review every season, stop and clear the table. List every debt, every charge, every habit, every promise your money is making, without your full attention. Then ask the question with brutal honesty. If I were starting over today, would I choose this again? If the answer is no, begin planning the release. Not reckless release, wise release. Because clarity creates power, and without clarity, people mistake motion for progress, while slowly sinking under obligations they no longer even believe in. The third 7 is where many people feel the deepest resistance. It is about giving first. Not after everything is paid, not after you feel safe. First. Many people have heard about giving a 10th, but the deeper idea is not just the number, it is the order. The order matters. In one ancient story, a man made a promise to give from what he would receive at a moment when he had almost nothing. No comfort, no strong position, no visible safety, and still he chose giving before abundance had even arrived. Why would someone do that? Because giving first changes the way you stand in relationship to money. It tells your heart that money is a tool, not a master. It tells your fear that you will not let scarcity make all your decisions. It creates movement, and money, like water, does better when it moves with purpose instead of sitting still under fear. In older practice, the cycle of giving also had a special place in the 7th pattern. It was not only about supporting worship or tradition, it was also about helping the poor, the outsider, the widow, the orphan, the person who had fallen behind. Giving was part of justice, part of balance, part of how wealth was meant to flow through a community so that it did not rot in closed hands. This is where a lot of people click away mentally. Do not, because this part may be the one that breaks the deepest fear around money. I knew an older widow who lived simply and never seemed to have much extra. Her income was small. People worried about her all the time. They thought the smart move was for her to hold on to every dollar and protect herself by tightening more and more. But every month she still gave something. Sometimes it was a small amount, sometimes very small. Yet she stayed consistent. People told her she could not afford to give. Her answer was quiet but unforgettable. I cannot afford to stop. What she meant was not fantasy. It was discipline. Giving kept her from living like fear was her god. It kept her heart open, her habits steady, and her choices thoughtful. She lived carefully. She invested simply. She avoided waste. She kept generosity alive even when life felt narrow. And over time her modest resources grew more than anyone expected because she was not living in chaos. She was living in order. That is what many people miss. Giving first is not only about being kind, it is also about building a mind that can handle money without worshipping it or fearing it every second. So here is the practical step. Start with your next paycheck and set aside 7% for giving before the rest gets swallowed by bills and noise. Yes, 7%. Keep it simple. Use it to help someone, support a cause, strengthen your community, or meet a real need. Will it feel uncomfortable at first? Of course. But discomfort is not always danger. Sometimes discomfort is simply proof that an old fear is losing control. Now bring the whole pattern together and watch how clean it really is. The first 7 says rest every 7th day, so your mind stays sharp and your decisions stay strong. The second 7 says review and release in regular cycles, so your life is not buried under stale debt, dead weight and automatic spending. The third 7 says give 7% first, so your money keeps moving with purpose, and your heart does not become a prisoner of fear. Rest, release, give. That is the pattern. Simple, strong, repeatable. And once you see it, you start noticing that this rhythm shows up everywhere. Work and pause, build and clear, receive and share. Life itself breathes in patterns like this. But many people try to force money to grow in a state of constant pressure. They squeeze it, chase it, panic over it, hide from it, and then wonder why it never becomes peaceful. Money held too tightly can create more anxiety than security. Money managed wisely, reviewed honestly, and moved generously often behaves very differently. It begins to serve instead of rule. It begins to build instead of leak. This is not about pretending that every problem disappears. It is not about denying hard realities. It is about changing the rhythm that shapes your choices. And choice by choice, month by month, year by year, that rhythm can quietly change a family's future. If this is making sense, keep going with me, because the final piece matters more than most people realize. What makes this powerful is that it does more than improve a budget. It changes the spirit around a home. Families that practice rest usually carry less hidden tension. Families that review their obligations regularly tend to waste less and argue less. Families that give on purpose often raise children who do not see money as something mysterious, shameful, or scary. They grow up seeing order. They grow up seeing restraint. They grow up seeing that wealth is not only what you keep, but also how wisely you direct what comes into your hands. That is what real generational wealth looks like. Not just a large number in an account, not just property, not just assets. It is wisdom repeated so consistently that the next generation starts further ahead emotionally, mentally, and financially. Many people inherit money and still lose it because they never inherited rhythm. They got the fruit but not the root. The 777 idea gives you the root. One day of pause, one cycle of honest release, one habit of giving first. Over time, those 3 practices can do more than endless financial tips because they shape the person handling the money, not just the spreadsheet. And that is the part banks, advertisers, and debt systems will never rush to teach. A clear mind is harder to manipulate. A disciplined person is harder to trap. A generous person is harder to control with fear. That is why this matters. It is not only about money, it is about freedom. So if your financial life has felt like a bucket with a hole in the bottom, this may be the moment to stop pouring harder and start repairing the leak. Stop thinking only in terms of earning more. Sometimes the first breakthrough is not a bigger paycheck. Sometimes it is a better rhythm. Choose one day this week to stop and review. Choose 1 hour this week to list every obligation and question it honestly. Choose one action with your next income to set aside that 7% before the rest disappears. Do not wait until life is perfect. Do not wait until you feel rich. People rarely change in theory. They change in practice. Small repeated actions beat big emotional promises almost every time. And if you do this for 7 months, not perfectly, but consistently, you may be shocked by what becomes visible. Waste becomes easier to spot. Impulse loses some power. Fear starts shrinking. Peace grows. Opportunity looks clearer. You start acting less like someone under attack and more like someone building with intention. That is the shift. That is the new direction. And sometimes one new direction changes everything. If this message hit home for you, hold on to this line. Choose the rhythm of 7. Say it. Write it down. Remember it when life gets loud. Because the people who change their financial story usually begin with one simple decision made seriously and repeated long enough to become part of who they are. And one more thing before you go. Think of the person in your life who works hard but always seems exhausted by money. The one who tries, sacrifices, and still cannot get ahead. The one who needs more than another shallow tip about cutting coffee or chasing a side hustle until midnight. Share this idea with them, not because it is a magic formula, but because sometimes the right principle at the right moment becomes a turning point. A life can move in a new direction when someone finally learns a pattern that makes sense. Rest so your mind can see, release so your future has room, give so your money stays in motion, and your heart stays bigger than your fear. That is the whole message. Not flashy, not complicated, but strong enough to rebuild a financial life from the inside out. You do not need to do all of it perfectly today. You just need to begin. Start with one day. Start with one list. Start with one act of giving. Then repeat. Then watch. Then learn. Then keep going. Because the future is often shaped less by one giant decision and more by a quiet rhythm you choose to honor again and again until it becomes your new normal. And if you stay with that rhythm, there is a real chance that years from now you will look back and realize this was the moment the pattern finally changed.